Hey, World Entertainment, and if you remember, and I doubt you do because I completely forgot, there was a Toxic Avenger remake that was meant to be coming out, starring none other than Peter Dinklage. You know, the master of all the dwarf actors who put his little foot down and said, no more dwarfs unless it's me in any product. And hence why Snow White and the 7 completely diverse non-dwarf people is coming out. Well, that Toxic Avenger, yeah, apparently it's probably not coming out ever, because we are about to take a look at an article and it's been deemed unreleasable. Never mind unwatchable, unreleasable. That's insane. So we'll have a look at this article. By the way, when you find out when the first teaser trailer dropped, which I'm pretty sure I reviewed, I can't remember. I would have to have a look at the channel to see if I did. And there's a good reason it's hard to remember because of when it came out. Check this out. So the first teaser trailer for Toxic Avenger, the remake, was released last October. Yeah, last October. Jesus. And it says, we haven't heard much since then, though reviews from various film festivals have been largely positive. In fact, with 24 verdicts counted, it sits at 92% on Rotten Tomatoes. Now, the largely positive, that's a bit of a overstatement. It was mixed from what we were hearing. The fact that it's from 24 verdicts counted from various film festivals. Here's the thing you need to know about these film festivals that it was shown at. By the way, it was shown in September of last year. So the trailer came out in October. We are literally 2 months from this thing being screened at these festivals a full year ago. But the festivals aren't your typical festivals to say like, oh, this movie did great with all these critics and stuff. No, they were very niche festivals. They were for particular genres. And this one kind of stood out in them. So don't take any kind of, oh, the critics must have loved it. Like, it's got 92% on Rotten Tomatoes. Like, that matters. It says, though, however, word comes from World of Real today that filmmaker McCann, I think it is, Blair's movie starring Peter Dinklage is currently considered unreleasable. The site claims to have spoken to a producer who says the Toxic Avengers commercial prospects are too out there for any sort of traditional theatrical release, likely explaining why the movie still has no confirmed distributor. As a result, it's looking increasingly likely that it will have to be offloaded to a streamer or go straight to video on demand. There's been a fair bit of excitement surrounding the Toxic Avenger, has there? Where? You show me that and I'll show you a liar. It says, so the news it may never see the light of day is deeply troubling, is it? Yes, that's a possibility according to the site. Here's an excerpt from the report. So it says, filmmaker and producer Adam Masinski, I think it is. I have no idea how you pronounce the second name. Recently went on X/Twitter and confirmed that the film has been deemed not safe enough to market, which he claims is why no one has stepped up to distribute it. When all is said and done, it could maybe even turn out to be lost media. This is factual. This is what I work in movie production licensing. We're officially told as well regarding it. So the person who wrote this works in the licensing for movie distribution by the sounds of it. And this is what they were told. Now, they're not safe enough to market. That's not saying like it's like hardcore prawn or something like that. What they're saying is it's so batshit crazy. It's so insanely out there. It's so warped and twisted that there's no possible way to market this thing where investors would say, oh yeah, we're gonna make a killing on this and make our money back. That's what that is talking about. They are literally saying this thing is so bonkers, so niche, that there's just no way to promote it and make money off it. So this thing says, at this rate, even an obscure streaming platform could be a big risk for the Toxic Avenger, and that's presumably related to its gory subject matter. However, if in a violent nature can receive a big screen release, why not this movie? I have no idea what in a violent nature is. Doesn't sound familiar. And it just goes on and on and on. So this thing was shown a year ago. The trailer for it was a year ago, and nobody is touching it with a barge pole. And how could you blame them? Like, don't forget, they didn't just release that teaser trailer. They released stills. Like, they were in Empire magazine and stuff. All the stills for this image or film, and nobody has gone near it. The trailer was so out there and batshit crazy that you were looking at going, what in the name of Christ is this? And then of course you saw the look for Elijah Woods in it, you know, this look, and like once you saw it, it was just like, yeah, like, how are you supposed to take something like that serious? And then Peter Dinklage, the first image of him was this, him in a tutu and a mask, and you're like, what is this? Now, the original Toxic Avenger movies were these, I wouldn't even call them B movies, I'd call them like Z movies, you know. They were absolutely trash. If you've never seen one of them, I would never recommend you to ever take a look at one of them, because they are just horrendous, and they basically turn into softcore porn, to be honest with you. The cartoon, they actually made a cartoon of the Toxic Avenger way back in the 90s, the very, very early 90s. That was for kids. I used to watch it. I loved it. I thought it was great. I even had the action figures from it. And when you heard they were going to do this, the first question you ask is, why? And how would you do it for something that was never this big commercial franchise? And then you hear who they were getting to play Toxie, and you were just like, hang on, what? What are you talking about? So once you hear the cat, and like Kevin Bacon apparently is in this thing, like, how did they get Kevin Bacon into this? But Peter Dinklage as Toxie in the Toxic Avenger, the state of Elijah Woods, once those images came out, people were like, oh, this thing is toast. And just everything, to know what this movie is, what it's spawned from and stuff, you're just like, why did they ever think this was a good idea? No idea what the budget is on this. I wouldn't say it's massive. I'd say it's down in around the kind of 30 to 40 million. Well, depending what kind of big, get it, big wage demand little Peter Dinklage has, you know, the king of the dwarfs. Either way, it doesn't look like this movie's ever seen the light of day, and it sounds like they're just going to write it off as a tax write-off. I'm not bothered. You know, you look at the trailer and the first thing you think of is, Jesus Christ, did they learn nothing from the monsters from Rob Zombie, which was fucking horrendous, which I did review as well. Either way, it looks like this movie ain't coming out. Good riddance anyway. So, with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So cheers, and I will catch you in the next one.